As excellent as shows like The Wire and Breaking Bad are, they're also exhausting. No complaints here, just facts about how TV's heaviest hour-long dramas demand a lot from viewers while battering their emotions and rattling their nerves. And that makes all the more important that both cable and premium network programmers always remember to offset the seriousness with surefire laughs. So let's go and check out top 10 funniest TV shows of all time. Be sure to click the subscribe button and active the notifications. The Cosby Show. Today's younger generation probably only knows the great Bill Cosby as either the Jello Dude or the old man who released 2009's bizarre hip-hop album State of Emergency. Older heads, of course, know Cosby for much great accomplishments, most notably the groundbreaking NBC sitcom The Cosby Show, which aired from 1984 through 1992 and redefined small-screen domestic norms. Based largely on Cosby's own stand-up comedy routines, The Cosby Show presented heartwarming family values accentuated by intelligent humor that never veered into disrespect or insensitivity. Over a whopping 197 episodes, the Huxtables showed the mainstream that a sitcom anchored by an all-black cast could both pull in huge ratings and change previously close-minded viewers' perceptions. Taxi. It's not a new phenomenon, the doubling of lives in New York. Meet a guy and he'll tell you that he's just serving while he whittles down a big novel. The woman pouring your beers at the bar, she's a playwright, and if you come to her friend's apartment in the Upper West Side, you can see what she's working on. Your cabbie makes sculptures out of bird shit and doesn't sell them for anything. I Love Lucy. Lucille Ball's face was an elastic wonder, capable of overflowing pouts, wide and tight smiles. It could hold quantities of chocolate that would the most seasoned trick-or-treater. You laughed at her face and fell in love with it, whatever she needed from you at the moment. For 6 years, she accumulated laughter and adoration as Lucy Ricardo, wife to Ricky, real-life husband to Sienna's, friend to Fred and Ethel, eventual mother to little Ricky. During a time when TV was still figuring out whether it was just a means to keep viewers alert during advertisements or could be art, the majority of Americans watched I Love Lucy. Truly, during its second season, nearly 70% of the country was tuning in. Since it first began, there has not been a time when it was not airing. Even today, you can find it. And it's all because of the woman in the title. The Office. Based on the British comedy of the same name, the American version of The Office has introduced us to some of the most original characters, thanks, Ricky Gervais, and writing in TV history. Like the show, the characters are so beloved and accessible because they're people you know, just exaggerated to hilarious extremes. Who hasn't had the boss who would buy himself a mug stating that he is, in fact, the best boss? There's always a woman obsessed with her cats a few cubicles over. And there's always Dwight, someone who cares way too much about the job, and may or may not have the potential to be a serial killer. Now on its final season, The Office has already said goodbye to boss Michael Scott, but we still aren't ready to let the rest of the characters go. Martin. Very few programs remain every bit as entertaining over 15 years after their conclusion as Martin, a show about a big-eared radio DJ from Detroit with enough personality for an entire cast. Fox was the network to watch back in the 1990s, rivaling the popularity of NBC's must-see TV block of Thursday night programming with a lineup that drew an engaged urban audience. Between New York Undercover, Living Single, and Martin, Fox's Thursday night lineup ran the triangular fence better than the Chicago Bulls did in the 1990s. During the 1996 to 1997 television season, These shows were the 3 highest-rated programs among African American households, with Martin serving as the jump-off for one of the best 2 hours of television ever organized. Seinfeld. You know they're awful people. You wouldn't have them as your friends' friends. The 4 main characters of Seinfeld were joined together in miserable neuroses, in a bizarro world of uncompromising, but unfathomable, ethics, with codes incomprehensible to the people outside the circle. This must be how the show, though just as white as girls, is celebrated without question. Even today, probably it has nothing to do with having a man as the star. You know they're hilarious, too. They filled American culture with shorthand we can't escape. Man hands. A puffy shirt. Sponge-worthy. Man fur. Candy lineup. That's to name a few and forget a score, so all the more reason to return to the episodes, where 4 terrible New Yorkers cut funny paths through their city, the strands eventually crisscrossing. For a time, it was the standard. Party down. Don't waste your moment of silence wondering what might have been had Showtime's Party Down been allowed extra lives, or a feature film. Instead, just count yourself lucky that it existed at all. Marvel at the premise: a group of caterers in Los Angeles, each with strong dreams of a second life they'd rather be living, move from event to event, each episode serving different groups that allow for amazing guests, Steve Guttenberg, Steven Weber, Kevin Hart, and more, and fodder for scathing jokes that were both absurd and dry. There was a romance between the 2 leads, played by Adam Scott and Lizzie Kaplan, that provided more heat than the key love affair on The Office and about 1,000 times less cloying bullshit. There was work for beloved TV actors we all wanted back, and in quality programming: Megan Mullally, Jane Lynch, Martin Starr. Party Down had everything going for it, except viewers. And we should all be ashamed of that. Curb your enthusiasm. It's okay, you can admit it, Curb Your Enthusiasm is funnier than Seinfeld. Though the latter is regarded as television's greatest sitcoms, co-creator Larry David's HBO follow-up series has enhanced the proven Seinfeld formula, characters pissing people off in multiple, seemingly random storylines that somehow congeal together by the episode's end, by upping the ante. The humor is nastier, thanks, cable television, the situation's more exaggerated, and, yes, David is a more interesting and likable lead than a blander Jerry Seinfeld. LD's genius derives from a combination of no fucks given selfishness and an endearing aloofness to his rampant inappropriateness. If you were to meet TV alter ego him in real life, you'd probably want to snuff David in the jaw, but, thankfully, Curb Your Enthusiasm is fiction. Hilarious fiction, at that. 30 Rock. Before Modern Family came and took over the comedy award circuit, NBC's 30 Rock was unbeatable at every major television accolades event, from the Primetime Emmys to the Golden Globes. And for good reason, overseen by the brainy, sexy, and undeniably funny Tina Fey, this satirical look at a fictional variety show, not unlike Fey's old Saturday Night Live stomping grounds, fires hilarious quotables at the viewers with tireless ferocity. Many come from Alec Baldwin, whose work as the wonderfully egotistic, Lorne Michaels-like executive has evolved into one of this generation's top sitcom characters. Arrested Development. Do we even deserve the upcoming Netflix continuation of Mitchell Howitz's Arrested Development? What did we do to deserve the show in the first place? What with its incredible ensemble cast, intricate narrative threads and callbacks, jokes that built for entire episodes to culminate in brilliant punchlines like goddamn grandmaster chess moves. How the hell did this happen? How did all these people come together to make such a funny, moving, and intelligent TV show? Fox cancelled the show after 3 seasons, despite protests from critics and the show's cult following. This May, Netflix will revive the show for a fourth season. Not since the finale of Seinfeld has there been more pressure on a group of writers and actors to get something right. Even if it doesn't hit the impossible mark set before it, we'll always have Banner. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video, click the like button, leave a comment, and remember and click the subscribe and the bell to be notified about our next video.